like the previous government did.
Member for Skeena Bulkley Valley. Order.
Speaker, today I think we should try to bring together two people that have clearly become estranged from one another. Mr. Speaker, it's time for an intervention. Not so long ago, the man from Papineau said this about omnibus bills, and I quote, "I wouldn't use them, period." Well, that seems pretty clear. And he also said, "The kitchen sink approach here to me is a real worry." Yeah, me too. Yet the Prime Minister has just dropped a 300-page omnibus bill on Canadians. So my question for the Prime Minister is, whatever happened to that guy from Papineau?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I saw for many years the previous government use omnibus legislation as a way of avoiding debate, as a way of putting everything into a piece of legislation, whether or not it had links to it. A budget bill contains sweep.
Order, 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 order. We need to hear the answer. We have to hear something out of order is said. Members need to listen. Order. The Right Honourable Prime Minister has 20 seconds.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Any budget bill contains a broad range of provisions that will improve economic outcomes for Canadians. We'll touch on a broad range of issues because Canadians want to know that their government is dealing with the broad scope of the challenges that Canadians are facing on the economic level. That's exactly why we're proud of all the elements in this budget that are being put forward to help the middle class and those working hard to join it. Thank you, Mr.
Order. The Honourable Member for Skeena Bulkley Valley.
Every budget contains a broad range of provisions. I didn't think I'd see him quoting Stephen Harper on the Foreign House. I'm sorry, but by the Prime Minister's own definition, this is an omnibus bill. And what's the word for that? Oh yeah, hypocrisy. This bill changes the PBO, a critical watchdog that this Prime Minister once said, and I quote, "the independent strength to offer the check and balance to a government." Well, this Prime Minister's omnibus bill completely guts that independent strength of the PBO. That's something from a guy who used to admit that checks and balances were essential because, and I'll quote again, "the Prime Minister with a majority is more powerful than any Western leader." So why is this Prime Minister gutting the power to hold him to account?
The Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, we are proud of the following through in our commitment to strengthen the independence of the Parliamentary Budget Officer, to make them a full officer of Parliament, accountable to the Speakers of the House and the Senate and not to the Librarian of Parliament, to give them greater tools to be able to access information, to answer for the questions parliamentarians may ask, and even, Mr. Speaker, at the request of political parties, to evaluate political platforms, to make sure that Canadians know what they're getting when they vote for someone.
I had to put the rose